extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trouble and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Bourbon and Bullets, and thank goodness I'm still here. I had a bit of a scare the other night. I know some of you I sent a message to because I thought that my channel was about to be taken down for the second time. So let me explain that little incident, and then we'll move on to the larger themes of what that means. Now, some of you may know, not all of you, some of you are new subscribers, but some of you are returning subscribers from my old channel, which was taken down last year when I was approaching 10,000 subscribers and had millions of views. I was hacked by Glacier Media. They are a publicly traded newspaper and communications company in Canada, and I sued them at one point because I ran a competing newspaper, and without going into the details, anyways, there was, I'm not going to go into those details. But anyway, so they have had me on their radar ever since, and this is going back some time, actually. And I guess they were afraid that I was growing a substantial platform online and they couldn't have it. Now, it doesn't make any sense that they would risk, their entire company. If they are very close to being exposed for this illegal activity, which means that, they're a publicly traded company. They'd be open to a shareholders lawsuit as well as, criminal charges, everything, and all this for what? Just because they don't want me to have a platform. Okay, so just let's put a pin in that for now. They didn't get me this last time. It was closed. It was very similar to the first time. I left my computer asleep instead of turning it off. I turned it back on, and I was shut out of not just my YouTube channel, but YouTube entirely. However, through my browsing history, I was able to get back to my comments page, which is why I was sending some of you comments, because, well, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to access my channel again anyway, so I just wanted to at least try and send as many messages any way I could to people and let you know that if my channel goes down, I will start another one. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Fortunately, my channel's still up. So if I alarmed some of you, I'm sorry. You can imagine losing a channel for the second time after doing all this work would have been not fun. But as I say, luckily I seem to have caught them in time and headed them off at the pass. But okay, so as I was saying, back to why companies like Glacier Media would risk so much just to shut us down. Well, I'll tell you. Let's look at Faith Goldy and Kevin J. Johnson running for mayor in Toronto and Mississauga, respectively. Many of you heard that Faith Rogers Media, they won't take her completely against the law. They wouldn't run any of her campaign ads. And they had some frivolous excuse for not doing it. Basically, they just don't want to give her a platform of any sort. And of course, what we're seeing, and what I've always known, because I've experienced it firsthand, but what we're seeing now, because of Kevin and because of Faith, they're bringing it to a wider audience. We are seeing in Canada how endemic the corruption is. The media elites and the political elites are all tied in. I've always known this. I've always seen it. And actually, it's not just, it's at all levels of government. It's from small towns all the way up to Ottawa. I'm not kidding. It's, because your small town newspaper isn't private, isn't independently owned. It's owned by one of these media conglomerates. They want to control every source of information, and they can't stand that the internet is becoming this platform for citizens journalism. And they certainly don't want outsider politicians then to get elected. That would just be even worse. Then the floodgates are open, and oh my God, we might actually have democracy going on. So look at them. John Tory is clearly manipulating the election. I mean, he's got major ties to both Rogers and Bell Media, and he's obviously directing them. I mean, he's so massively corrupt to the core, and it's as plain as day that he is, but yet nobody says boo. Nobody says boo. And then when Faith Goldie sues Rogers for not running their ads, which is against the law, it's just clearly against the law. If you take political ads, then you have to give all the other candidates the opportunity to run ads as well. That's the law. It's there in black and white. There's no interpretation. That's the law. She hired the best legal team in Canada. Thankfully for all the support that she got from her listeners. And they took it to a judge, and the judge just said, "Meh, I'm not going to hear it." No, that's the reason he gave. Not that it was out of his jurisdiction, not that it was a frivolous lawsuit. Just, I can't be bothered. I don't like. And he, in his judgment, he made a point of saying that he doesn't like Faith Goldie's politics. So I mean, so now you basically wrong think it means that you have no access to the legal system in Canada because you have the wrong thoughts. You don't agree with how you're supposed to think, and so therefore you're screwed. That's where we're at. They want to control the media. They want to control the judiciary. They want to control politics. And this isn't even a left or right thing because it's an independent, liberty, free person thing versus the establishment. That's why, Andrew Scheer, I'm sorry, he's a lib con. You think he's any different? He is no different from Justin Trudeau and all the rest of these globalist puppets. Maxime Bernier at the federalist level, Doug Ford at the provincial level, Faith Goldie, Kevin J. Johnson at the local level. Those are the people who care about liberty and freedom, and that's who we have to get elected. And boy, we're seeing it's a battle because the establishment is scared silly and they don't care. Judges don't care about the law. Where are we when judges in this country no longer care about the law? That is freaking scary. I never thought it would come to this. As much as, I'm hardly naive. I've seen a lot of corruption. I know how deep corruption runs in this country. And I'm not just talking about Glacier Media, all these media companies that, we have the highest concentration of media companies in any westernized, industrialized country in the world. Canada's the worst for it. And they're all the same. They work hand in hand with the politicians. They're given monopoly markets. They're given taxpayer subsidies. And we're not allowed to challenge them. And they want to control everything. And they're, and these Silicon Valley companies, they look at that model. They look at the Canadian model and they go, yeah, that's the way it is. We're going to control everything. We're going to control people's voices because they saw that it helped elect Donald Trump. It helped elect an outsider, and they never want that to happen again. How dare we have real free speech? They don't mind having, they were able to go along for a few years and create the illusion of free speech because they didn't think, they thought all that was going to come out on YouTube was makeup tutorials and, and gaming channels. Nothing that challenged them. So they didn't care. But then political voices on the right, on the libertarian right, were winning. We were winning, and we are winning the culture war because, we've got a sense of humor and we're right. And the NPCs can't stand it. And the army of NPCs out there, all they can do is, of course, chant their pre-programmed slogans. But unfortunately, they also have the backing of Silicon Valley, and it's very powerful. I talk about the concentration of media in Canada. The concentration of media power in Silicon Valley is just, 1,000-fold. But thankfully, that is being addressed in the U.S. Donald Trump is going after them. We have no similar politician doing anything like that here in Canada. The only person that would possibly go against them, that would dismantle the CRTC, that would get rid of corporate welfare, is, of course, Maxime Bernier. So hopefully we can get him elected. Hopefully we can make a change here in Canada, a change for liberty, for freedom of speech, for freedom of expression. That's what these NPCs don't get. But of course they don't, because they're NPCs. All they do is chant their pre-programmed slogans. However, all of those gay pride parades that Jeff Centrio likes to walk in, all those people think, oh my God, he's so progressive. They don't realize they may have freedom of expression now, but they come for us first. Then they'll come for them. There'll come a day when their freedom of expression will be cut off as well. And, it'll be because, well, it's insulting to Islam or something. And guarantee it will be the Islamic reason why they shut down gay pride parades. I mean, they're already doing it. They're already, there's already been instances in Canada where, in the name of not upsetting the Muslims, that we've had to, cut back on the gay pride, which is why we're seeing more people in the gay community jumping over to our side of the aisle, because they realize, yeah, you know what? They may come after Faith Goldy, but, tomorrow or the next day or the next year, it's going to be me. Anyway, I just wanted to get a quick video up. I wanted to, I wanted to obviously do more about this subject, and I want to go more into Faith Goldy's election run and Kevin J. Johnson's, because that's coming up in a few days. So I want to do a video on the fallout post-election and see where we stand, see how they actually did. But I also mainly wanted to get a quick video up and just assure my viewers and listeners that I'm still here, I'm still going strong, and I will still be producing content. If you want to drop $1 or $2 in the virtual tip jar, my link to Patreon and PayPal will be in the description. And there's no better way to say F you to the elites than sending me $1 or $2. And then maybe, you could save some money by cutting the cable and not giving them money. But that's up to you. Of course, the problem is that they not only provide TV, they provide internet. So this is the problem. They get you coming and going. But anyway, so if you want to support the channel, Bourbon and Bullets, links in the description to my Patreon and PayPal. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. It stops you from unsubscribing, because even though they didn't manage to hack and take down my channel, they still do hack me and unsubscribe people. Now this part, I don't know if it's YouTube or Glacier Media doing that. That part's hard to tell. On the hacking part, when they took down my channel, they left a code on my videos, and using a gray hat hacker, we were able to track some of that stuff back. But anyways, whether it's YouTube or Glacier Media, unsubscribing people, hit the notification bell, because that does help in that regard. So thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching and listening as always. And until next time, this has been Bourbon and Bullets.